Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to Zodiac Secrets in Tarot.com. In this episode of the Lady Magnate's Magic Podcast, we're diving deep into setting daily intention. Grab your favorite cup of antioxidants, whether it's green tea, coffee, or red wine, and join us for this insightful exploration. Setting a daily intention is a simple yet powerful practice that can bring clarity, purpose, and positive energy to every aspect of your life. An intention is more than just a goal or a wish. It's a guiding principle for how you want to live and interact with the world. This universal guide will help you understand what intention means spiritually, why it's important to set intentions before any activity, and how to incorporate intention setting into your daily routine. We'll explore perspectives from different traditions, from New Age thought to ancient esoteric wisdom, and provide practical steps, examples, and rituals to make intention setting a consistent and meaningful habit. What is intention? A spiritual perspective. Intention, in a spiritual sense, is the inner purpose or guiding motivation behind our thoughts and actions. It's often described as the why, the reason you do what you do. Unlike a specific goal, which focuses on a tangible outcome, an intention is usually about your state of being or the qualities you wish to cultivate. For example, a goal might be to meditate 10 minutes every day, whereas an intention could be to approach each day with mindfulness and compassion. Intentions come from the heart. They reflect what matters most to you at a deep level. When you set a clear intention, you give yourself direction and focus. It's as if you're telling your mind and spirit, this is where I want to direct my energy. By defining your intention, you become more aware of your choices and how they align or don't align with that inner purpose. In everyday terms, if your intention is to be patient, you're more likely to catch yourself in moments of frustration and gently remind yourself of that commitment. In this way, intentions act like an internal compass, keeping you oriented towards your highest values and desired feelings. It's important to note that intentions are not about perfection or rigid rules. Rather, they're about setting a positive direction. Think of an intention as a seed you plant in your consciousness. Throughout the day, you nurture that seed through your attention and actions, and over time it can grow into real changes in your life. Even if you get sidetracked or face challenges, your intention is there to help you refocus. Why set intentions? The power of beginning with purpose. Setting intentions is a powerful practice because it primes your mind and spirit before you engage in any activity. Before we dive into how to do it, let's understand why it matters so much, whether it's for daily life or specific situations like meditation, work, or relationships. Clarity and focus. When you declare an intention, you clarify what you want from an experience. This prevents you from just drifting through the day on autopilot. For instance, if you set an intention to be present and attentive before starting your workday, that simple act can help you stay focused on your tasks and minimize distractions. It's like giving your mind a focal point or a gentle reminder of this is what I choose to emphasize. Aligning with your values. Intentions help ensure your actions align with your core values and beliefs. If you value kindness, setting an intention each morning to treat others with kindness means you're more likely to infuse that value into the interactions you have, from family conversations to emails at work. Over time, this alignment between intention and action builds integrity and self-trust. You become someone who lives according to what truly matters to you. Mindfulness and presence. The act of setting an intention naturally makes you more mindful. It forces you to pause and consider what you're about to do and how you want to do it. Many people find that starting the day with a mindful moment of intention setting improves their mood and awareness. Similarly, Taking a brief moment to set an intention before a meeting, a phone call, or even a difficult conversation can center you and reduce reactivity. You enter the activity on purpose rather than just getting pulled along by circumstances. Positive mindset and energy. Intentions often focus on positive states or outcomes, e.g., I intend to find the good in each situation, or I intend to remain calm and balanced. By setting such an intention, you are tuning your mind toward positivity. This doesn't mean denying challenges, but it means you've decided your guiding light for the day or task will be something constructive. Many find that this influences their overall energy. You carry yourself differently when you have a clear positive intention, and others may even sense this positive focus. Empowerment and co-creation. On a deeper level, setting an intention is a way of claiming your role in creating your life. It's a reminder that you can choose how to approach things, even if you can't control everything. For example, you might not control a sudden problem that arises at work, but you can control your intentions, such as, I intend to handle this challenge with grace and creativity. In spiritual terms, this is often called co-creating with the universe. You do your part by setting the direction and taking action, and trust that life will meet you halfway. Beginning any endeavor with a conscious intention can make you feel more empowered and less like a victim of circumstances. In summary, setting intentions infuses even the most ordinary moments with purpose and meaning. It helps you approach life proactively rather than reactively. Instead of just reacting to whatever comes, you start with an inner decision about how you're going to be. This can transform the quality of your experiences in daily life, meditation, work, relationships, and beyond. Intention in different spiritual and philosophical traditions. The idea of intention is not new. Across various spiritual paths and philosophies, intention, sometimes called by other names, is seen as a key to shaping one's reality and experience. Let's look at how a few different traditions understand and use intention. New Age spirituality and modern mindfulness. In New Age spirituality and contemporary mindfulness practices, intention is often linked to the concept of manifestation. You may have heard phrases like energy flows where intention goes. In this view, your focused thoughts and intentions help attract or create the outcomes you desire. For example, if you consistently hold an intention for abundance and truly align your mindset with it, you're believed to invite opportunities for abundance into your life. This is closely related to the law of attraction. New Age thinkers and spiritual teachers like Dr. Wayne Dyer, who wrote The Power of Intention, emphasize that intention isn't just a personal wish. It's seen as a force in the universe you can tap into. Dyer suggested that intention is a field of energy that we are all connected to. By setting a positive intention, we align ourselves with this universal creative force. Similarly, popular meditation and yoga classes often encourage practitioners to set an intention at the start of a session. This could be a quality you want to cultivate, such as peace or gratitude, or something you want to dedicate the practice to. The idea is that this intention will shape your experience and send out a sort of spiritual signal of what you're working towards. In modern mindfulness and self-help philosophy, living intentionally has become a common theme. This means living with purpose and awareness rather than drifting. Personal development experts talk about being intentional with your time, your decisions, and your behaviors. In this context, intention can be somewhat secular. It's about consciously choosing your focus. For example, a life coach might ask, what intention will you set for this meeting with your team to help someone lead with clarity and positivity? Whether couched in spiritual language or not, the underlying principle is the same. Deciding in advance how you want to direct your energy significantly influences the outcome. Hermetic and occult traditions, the power of will. Western esoteric traditions like Hermeticism, ceremonial magic, and occult practices also place enormous importance on intention, often described as will. Hermetic philosophy, inspired by ancient teachings attributed to Hermes Trismegistus, includes the idea that all is mind, meaning the universe itself is a kind of mental or spiritual reality. From that perspective, a focused intention or thought has the power to shape reality, especially when combined with strong willpower and concentration. A famous occult maxim by Aleister Crowley defines magic as the science and art of causing change in conformity with will. In simple terms, that means using one's focused intention, will, to bring about change in the world or oneself. In practical occult or magical traditions, such as Wicca, witchcraft, or other spellcasting practices, practitioners often say the most important ingredient in any spell or ritual is the practitioner's intention. You can have candles, herbs, chants, and all sorts of tools, but they serve primarily to focus the mind and energy on the intention. If someone performs a prosperity ritual, for instance, the core of that ritual is the clear intention, e.g., to attract financial stability. All other steps help reinforce that mental and energetic focus. Without a clear intent, the ritual would be empty. This is why new practitioners are taught to be very specific and positive with their intentions, because according to occult philosophy, the energy you send out through intention is what influences the result you get. Hermetic and occult teachings also warn about the ethical side of intentions. Intention is seen as a force that can be directed for positive, neutral, or negative outcomes. So responsibility and clarity are key. If your intentions are scattered or driven by negative emotions, you might create outcomes you don't truly want, or in karmic terms, incur negative consequences. This echoes a universal idea found in many traditions. The purity and focus of your intention directly shape the quality of the outcome. Theosophy and Eastern wisdom traditions. Theosophy, an esoteric philosophy that emerged in the late 19th century, with teachers like Helena Blavatsky and Annie Besant, bridges Eastern and Western spiritual ideas. In Theosophy and many Eastern traditions, thought and intention are regarded as real forces on a subtle level. For example, Theosophists wrote about thought forms, suggesting that when a person has a strong thought or intention, it actually creates an energetic form or vibration that can affect the surrounding environment or even be perceived by those with clairvoyant insight. In simpler terms, your intentions don't stay locked inside you. They radiate outward, influencing your own aura, energy field, and potentially the world around you. Eastern spiritual traditions like Buddhism and Hinduism also emphasize the power of intention. Buddhism highlights right intention as one of the steps on the Noble Eightfold Path, underscoring that our motives and thoughts set the stage for our actions. In Buddhism, it's taught that actions are judged not only by their outcomes, but by the intention behind them. A compassionate intention leads to wholesome outcomes and good karma, whereas a harmful intention leads to suffering. This reinforces that cultivating loving, wise intentions is crucial for spiritual growth. Likewise, in yoga and Hindu philosophy, there's the concept of sankalpa, which means a resolution or intention formed by the heart and mind. A common practice in yoga classes or meditation retreats is to set a sankalpa at the beginning, essentially dedicating the practice to a particular intention or quality. For example, I commit to embracing peace within myself. This sankalpa is seen as planting a seed in the fertile ground of practice. Each time you return to it, you strengthen that intended quality in your life. Across these diverse traditions, New Age, personal development, Hermeticism, occult, Theosophy, Buddhism, yoga, and more, The common thread is that intention shapes experience. Whether we frame it as tapping into universal energy, focusing the will, generating karma, or simply aligning our mind with our goals, the act of setting an intention is a powerful step in any spiritual or personal growth practice. How to set an intention. Step-by-step guide. Setting an intention is a personal and flexible process. There's no one right way to do it. However, if you're new to the practice or looking for a clear method, you can follow these practical steps. You can use this process each morning to set your daily intention, and also whenever you want to set a specific intention before a particular activity. Pause and center yourself. Take a moment to step away from distractions. If you're starting your day, do this before diving into emails or errands. Close your eyes if it helps and take a few deep breaths. The goal here is to ground yourself in the present moment. You might want to sit quietly or place a hand on your heart, anything that helps you tune inwards. This creates a calm space for your intention to arise, rather than letting it come from a rushed or anxious state of mind. Identify your why or desired feeling. Ask yourself, what is most important for me today? Or how do I want to feel or act in this situation? Allow your mind to focus on what you truly value or need right now. It might be a quality like patience, courage, or joy. Or it could be a specific outcome you desire, like doing well on a presentation. But even then, dig a bit deeper. Why do you want that outcome? Or how do you want to experience it? Perhaps the deeper intention is to feel confident and be helpful to others during your presentation. Try to distill your intention to a positive essence. Maybe it's to be confident and helpful, or to remain calm and open-minded in my interactions. By identifying the core desire or value, you set an intention that's heartfelt and meaningful. Phrase your intention clearly and positively now. Formulate a simple intention statement. It can start with I intend, my intention is, or even just a few keywords. Make sure it's phrased in a positive way, focusing on what you want to embody or achieve, not what you want to avoid. For example, instead of saying, I intend to not be stressed today, you would state, I intend to stay balanced and peaceful today. Keeping it positive ensures you're pointing your mind toward the desired state. Clarity is key, and intention should be easy to remember and repeat. It might be as simple as I intend to be kind to myself and others, or I will engage today with curiosity. Visualize or feel it. After stating your intention in words, take a few seconds to visualize it or feel it in your body. What would it look or feel like to carry out this intention? If your intention is to be patient, imagine yourself in a scenario where you normally might lose patience and see yourself responding with calm and understanding. Allow yourself to feel the emotion. What does patience or confidence or kindness feel like inside you? This step helps reinforce the intention on a deeper level. It's like you're rehearsing success in your mind, which makes it more likely to show in reality. You might also silently repeat the intention a few times as you visualize, letting it really sink in. Send it off and let go. Now take a final deep breath and mentally release your intention. Some people like to imagine sending their intention out into the world, almost like a balloon or a beam of light, as a way of saying, this is my guiding idea now. There's a balance here. You commit to your intention, but you also let go of over-attachment to the outcome. Trust that this clear intention will stay with you and that you'll recall it when needed. In a spiritual sense, this is where you might silently ask for support from the universe or your higher power, if that resonates with you, or simply trust your subconscious to carry it out. Opening your eyes or taking the first step into the next activity can symbolize that you've set your intention and are now proceeding under its guidance. Revisit as needed. Throughout the day or during the activity, remember to revisit your intention. Just setting it once in the morning can work, but it helps to check in occasionally. Perhaps at lunchtime you recall, my intention was to be balanced and peaceful, and use that as a prompt to take a breath if you've become tense. If you set an intention before a meeting, you might quickly recall it right as the meeting starts. I intend to listen more than I speak, for example. This doesn't mean obsessing over it. It's more like gently reminding yourself so the intention remains active. Over time, you may not need to consciously remind yourself as often because the intention becomes a natural part of your mindset. These steps can be done in a very short time. It might be a 1-minute pause in the morning or a quick breath and thought before an event. Alternatively, you can make it a longer ritual. Some people journal their intentions each day or meditate on them for several minutes. The key is to find a routine that feels comfortable and sustainable for you. Consistency matters more than duration. A brief but sincere intention set every day is more powerful than a long, elaborate intention practice you only do once in a while. Using intentions in everyday activities. While a morning intention sets the tone for your whole day, you can also set specific intentions whenever you start a new activity or face a significant moment. This practice makes even ordinary tasks more mindful and meaningful. Here are some examples of how you can apply intention setting to different areas of life. Before meditation or spiritual practice, when you sit down to meditate, pray, or do yoga, take a moment to declare a simple intention for that session. It could be something like, my intention is to remain present, or I open myself to insight and peace. This helps focus your mind. For instance, if your mind wanders during meditation, recalling your intention to remain present can gently guide you back to your breath or mantra. In group settings, like a yoga class or prayer circle, setting a common intention at the start can also create a supportive collective energy. At the start of your workday or projects, as you begin work, whether it's heading to the office, opening your laptop at home, or starting a school day, set an intention for how you want to approach your tasks. Maybe it's, I intend to be organized and focused on my priorities, or I intend to communicate clearly and confidently today. You can even set mini intentions for specific projects or meetings. For example, before a big meeting, I intend to listen deeply and contribute constructively. These intentions can improve your performance and reduce stress by orienting your mind toward a positive approach rather than rushing in with anxiety. In relationships and family interactions, before you engage in an interaction with a loved one or friend, an intention can help you show up as your best self. For example, if you're about to have a difficult conversation with your partner or a family member, you might set an intention like, I intend to stay compassionate and understanding, even if we disagree. Or before picking up your kids from school, I intend to give them my full attention and patience this evening. By setting these kinds of intentions, you prepare your heart to be aligned with love and patience, which can profoundly shape the tone of your interactions. It's especially useful in relationships because it's easy to fall into autopilot or bring in stress from earlier in the day. A quick intention helps break that pattern and reminds you of how you want to be with others. Daily routines and chores. You can even bring intention to mundane tasks such as cooking, cleaning, or commuting. For instance, while cooking dinner, you might set an intention. I cook this meal with love and gratitude for my body, or my family. Before cleaning the house, I intend to be present and even find enjoyment in creating a harmonious space. If you're driving to run errands, I intend to drive with alertness and kindness. These might sound trivial, but infusing an intention into small tasks can transform them into acts of mindfulness. You may find you're less bored or frustrated with chores when you give them a purposeful spin, and the quality of your attention improves. Facing challenges or new experiences. Whenever you're stepping into something challenging or new, be it a job interview, a public speaking event, a tough workout, or dealing with personal loss. Setting an intention can provide inner support. For a challenge, your intention might be, I intend to meet this situation with courage and give my best effort. For a new experience, perhaps, I intend to remain open-minded and learn from this. This not only boosts your confidence, but also reminds you that you have some say in how you go through the experience, even if you can't control exactly what happens. It's a way to anchor yourself in a positive mindset when things feel uncertain. By consciously using intentions in these various scenarios, you start weaving a thread of mindfulness through your entire day. Instead of one big intention in the morning, which is still great, you have many little touchstones of purpose. This doesn't mean you need to pause for a long ritual each time. Often just a breath and a thought are enough. The more you do it, the more natural it becomes, until eventually living with intention is second nature. Sample intention phrases for inspiration. If you're unsure how to word your intentions at first, here are some simple and universal intention phrases that you can borrow or adapt. The key is that the words resonate with you personally, but these examples can get you started. Today, I intend to be kind to myself and others. I intend to approach everything I do with patience and clarity. My intention is to stay present in the moment, no matter what I'm doing. I intend to listen deeply before I respond in conversations. I intend to embrace whatever the day brings with an open heart. Before I start this project, I intend to give it my full focus and creativity. In this meeting, I intend to speak my truth clearly and respectfully. As I exercise today, I intend to care for my body and enjoy the movement. I intend to forgive and let go of any anger or resentment I'm holding. Tonight, I intend to reflect on the good things I experienced today. Feel free to create your own phrases. You might prefer very specific intentions. I intend to finish writing my report by 3 p.m. with full concentration, or very broad ones. I intend to find joy in my day. Sometimes an intention can even be one word, like gratitude or trust, which you then hold as your guiding theme. The tone of an intention is usually gentle but affirmative. You're not forcing yourself, you're guiding yourself. So avoid phrasing that feels like a strict command or a negative statement. The examples above all state a positive aim in a kind way. Over time, you'll find the language that feels most empowering to you. The energetic and metaphysical impact of intentions. Beyond the practical benefits to your mindset and behavior, many spiritual teachings suggest that intentions have an energetic or metaphysical impact as well. In other words, setting a clear intention doesn't just influence you internally, it also sends out ripples into the larger world or energy field around you. Think of your intention as a kind of personal vibration or frequency that you're emitting. When you hold an intention like peace sincerely in your heart, you tend to carry a peaceful presence. Your tone of voice, your body language, and your decisions will reflect that peace. Others might pick up on this vibe, even subconsciously. This is one way intentions spread positive energy, by shifting your energy, which then influences the environment and people around you. We've all experienced how being around someone who is calm and positive can help us feel calmer. In a sense, that person's intention-driven energy entrains others into a similar state. On a metaphysical level, traditions like the law of attraction propose that the energy you emit through thoughts and intentions attracts similar energy from the universe. So a genuine intention for abundance aligns you with the frequency of abundance, potentially drawing opportunities or resources toward you, and also tuning your own perception to notice them. Whether one takes this literally or metaphorically, the practical effect is often the same. A clear intention makes you more receptive to certain outcomes. For example, if you set an intention to find supportive friendships, you're more likely to notice friendly people and strike up conversations, actions aligned with your intention, which in turn can lead to new connections, as if the universe answered your call. In energy healing or metaphysical circles, intention is considered a fundamental tool for directing energy. A healer might set an intention that this session brings comfort and light to the client, essentially guiding the flow of subtle energy to fulfill that purpose. Even without any external action, just sitting quietly and holding an intention of compassion for someone is seen as a form of sending positive energy to them. That's why group meditations or prayer circles often begin with a shared intention for peace, for healing, etc. It's believed that many people focusing on the same positive intention can amplify this energetic effect. Another aspect of the energetic impact is how intentions can transform your own consciousness. When you repeatedly set and live by positive intentions, you are training your mind and spirit in a certain direction. Over time, this can shift your overall outlook and even what some would call your vibration or spiritual frequency. People often report that after weeks or months of regular intention practice, they feel more centered and in tune with life. Some might say they experience more synchronicities, meaningful coincidences, that reflect their intentions. For example, continually setting an intention for creativity might lead to random inspiration or meeting just the right person to help with a creative project. It's also worth noting that intention is closely tied to prayer in many religious contexts. When someone prays for something, they are essentially setting an intention and asking the divine or the universe for support in that intention. So, in a metaphysical sense, an intention can be seen as a spiritual request or alignment. You align your own energy with the desired outcome, and if it fits your belief system, you invite higher powers or the universal law to work with you on it. While the metaphysical mechanisms can be debated, what's clear is that holding a sincere, positive intention tends to create a positive atmosphere in and around you. Even if one is completely skeptical of unseen energies, they can observe that a person with clear, positive intent often takes more constructive actions and perceives things in a more optimistic light, thus seemingly attracting better outcomes. In any case, by paying attention to the energetic quality of your intentions, ensuring they are positive, loving, and aimed for the highest good, you maximize the likelihood of beneficial effects both within and around you. Building a consistent intention-setting practice. Like any habit, intention setting becomes more powerful when it's done consistently. Here are some tips and suggested rituals for making intention setting a regular part of your daily routine. Morning intention ritual. Start your day with intention setting as a ritual. This could be as simple as sitting up in bed, taking a calming breath, and thinking of your intention before your feet touch the floor. Some people like to combine this with a short meditation, prayer, or journaling. For example, you might keep a journal by your bedside and write down your daily intention each morning. This act of writing can solidify the commitment. Others might light a small candle or say an affirmation out loud related to their intention. The idea is to treat it as a sacred moment of alignment each morning. You're aligning yourself with your purpose before the day's chaos begins. It could take 2 minutes or 20, whatever fits your schedule, but try to make it a non-negotiable part of your morning. Evening reflection and intention setting. In the evening, you have an opportunity to reinforce and refine your practice. You might take a few minutes to reflect on the day and ask, did I live my intention today? How did it influence my experience? This isn't about judging yourself harshly if you forgot or got off track. It's about learning. If you set an intention to be patient, maybe you recall how it helped in the morning with your kids, but you lost patience in the afternoon at work. Rather than feeling defeated, Note it and perhaps set a refreshed intention for tomorrow to continue practicing patience. Some people incorporate this into nightly prayer or journaling. For instance, writing a short entry about how the intention played out, followed by setting an intention for the next day. If the day's intention still feels relevant, you can carry it into tomorrow, or you might adjust it based on what you learned. The evening intention might even be something like, I intend to have restful sleep and to wake up rejuvenated. Use reminders. It's normal to forget your intention occasionally, especially when you're new to it. Using gentle reminders can help make it stick. You could place visual cues in your environment, maybe a sticky note on your bathroom mirror or computer screen with a keyword from your intention, balance, or compassion. Some people set phone notifications or alarms at midday with a prompt like pause and remember your intention. If you prefer something more discreet, you might wear a piece of jewelry or a bracelet that you mentally associate with your intention, so when you notice it during the day, it jogs your memory. Over time, these reminders won't be as necessary, but they're very useful in building the habit early on. Integrate with existing routines. Tie your intention practice to something you already do regularly. For instance, if you have a morning cup of coffee or tea, you could make it a mini ceremony. While the kettle is boiling or as you sip, think about your intention for the day. If you exercise or stretch in the morning, set your intention right before or after. If you commute, you might set a specific intention as soon as you start the car or while on the bus. By linking intentions to routines, you ensure you won't forget, and it becomes a natural part of that routine. Ritual and symbolism. Adding a bit of ritual can deepen the psychological and spiritual impact. This doesn't have to be elaborate or mystical unless you enjoy that. It could be a simple gesture like taking 3 breaths and touching your heart when you set your intention to signify you're internalizing it. Some might ring a small bell, burn incense, or do a short visualization. Choose anything that makes the moment feel significant to you. For example, one person might draw a card from an inspiration deck each morning and use that as the basis of their intention, e.g., drawing a card that says gratitude leads them to set an intention about gratitude that day. Another might stand in sunlight by a window and imagine the light energizing their intention. There's endless creativity here. The point is to engage your senses or spirit in a way that makes the practice enjoyable and meaningful, so you're more likely to keep it up. Be patient and flexible. Building a new practice takes time. If you miss a day or don't remember to set an intention before a particular activity, don't be discouraged. Instead of thinking, I failed today, simply note how you felt without the intention in mind and look forward to starting fresh tomorrow or at the next opportunity. If a certain routine isn't working, maybe you find you're too rushed in the morning. Adjust your approach rather than giving up. Perhaps do it the night before or during a mid-morning break instead. The fact that you want to live more intentionally is already a significant mindset shift, and every time you practice, you're strengthening that resolve. By making intention setting a daily habit, you'll likely notice over weeks and months that it becomes more automatic. You might start waking up immediately thinking about your intention, or find that whenever something important is about to happen, your mind naturally asks, "What's my intention here?" This is a great sign. It means you are truly living more consciously. Remember that small daily actions lead to big changes. A single intention set on one day is wonderful. A string of intentions set day after day is life-changing. Living each day with intention. In a world that often feels chaotic or on autopilot, setting an intention each day and for each meaningful activity is like taking the reins of your life in a gentle, wise way. It doesn't mean everything will always go according to plan or that you won't face surprises and challenges. What it does mean is that you always have a compass to return to, your inner purpose, your chosen guiding principle. By defining what you intend for yourself in the morning, you start the day with clarity and connection to what matters. By pausing to set intentions before tasks and interactions, you transform even routine moments into opportunities for mindfulness and alignment with your values. Over time, this practice can lead to a deeper sense of fulfillment because you're no longer just going through the motions, you're living on purpose. This guide has shown that intention setting is a universal practice at the heart of many spiritual and philosophical traditions. Yet, it's completely adaptable to anyone, regardless of religious or cultural background. You don't need special training or belief in any doctrine to benefit from it. Whether you think of it as praying, focusing your mind, or simply planning your attitude for the day, the effect is that you become a more conscious creator of your own life experience. Starting today, take a few moments to set a clear, positive intention for yourself. Nurture it, revisit it, and watch how it influences your day. You might be surprised at the sense of purpose and calm it brings. As you make this a daily habit, you're likely to discover an empowering truth. Each day is better when begun with intention, and any action is more meaningful when done with a conscious purpose. In this way, you step into a more spiritually grounded and intentionally lived life, one day at a time. If you're looking for a guide to mastering esotericism, we warmly welcome you to our courses. On our website, you'll find a wide range of courses where you can learn everything about esoteric arts and tools. We truly hope you found this episode helpful and enjoyed listening. Feel free to share it with your friends and family so they too can begin their transformation. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to our channel, give this video a thumbs up, and stay connected with us. Thank you for watching. We wish you oceans of abundance, radiant health, overflowing wealth, and true love.